יעשה שלום, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down. Try it with me. Oh, say shalom. Roma. Oh, say shalom. Roma. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down, bring peace down.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is so lovely to be here with you all. For anyone I haven't met, my name is Alexandra Stein, and I'm one of the rabbis here at TRS, and I'm delighted to be joined tonight by Madeline LeBeau, who is a person of TRS for much of your life, currently a college senior who just finished her last final yesterday and came down here to sing with us, and future cantor. And we're just really honored by your presence, and we are honored by the presence of everyone here. We hope that tonight, we know we're all coming here probably from many different places. Some people in this room are in a place of joy and maybe reuniting with people that you haven't seen in a while. Others are in a place of mourning or loss, sadness or memory. Still others might just have had a kind of long day and be ready to welcome in Shabbat. Our hope is that together we can create a community where we all see each other and are responsive to one another. So to help us begin to move in that direction, we're going to continue with another song, Hine Matov, also on the sheets that you got as you walked in the door.
Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
As we welcome in Shabbat, we also take a moment to welcome one another. So we'll invite you, if you're up for it, to turn to someone around you who maybe you haven't met before and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. If you want a discussion prompt, you could discuss something fun that happened to you this week. We'll see you in a sec. In a moment, we will continue welcoming in Shabbat by lighting the Shabbat candles and saying the blessings, which you can find on pages 2 and 3. And it is a pleasure to invite up Ellen and Dan Blaylock, as well as anyone near them who would like to come. Oh, and Susan Simon, this is great. Okay, excellent. This is wonderful. 2 former women presidents, a good duo. Yes. Yeah. And Maxine Olson. This is great. Excellent. All right, so we're going to have you all start by, I can work on that. Start with these English readings, okay? And then if you could start with the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go for it.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Thank you so much. And now we can light the candles.
Do you want to go ahead and light?
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue welcoming in Shabbat by turning in our prayer books, which if you haven't spotted yours, they should be in the seats in front of you or near you, to Yedid Nefesh on page 16.
Yedid nefesh av harachaman, av harachaman, mishochavecha el ritzonecha, el ritzonecha. Yedid nefesh av harachaman, harachaman, mishochavecha el ritzonecha, el ritzonecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo היה ישתחווה אל מול הדרכה. ידיד נפש אב הרחמן, אב הרחמן, משוכבתך אל רצונך, אל רצונך.
We'll continue in a moment on page 20, and I promise it really is page 20 with the Chadodi. Our song welcoming in Shabbat, composed in the 16th century by a person who was part of the Kabbalistic movement and was thinking a lot about how we can all be part of moving into a better and more whole world, and how Shabbat can be part of that. So we hope for each of us today that Shabbat is part of a little more wholeness and a little more connection in our lives, in whatever way that means for us. We will be singing verses 1 to 5 and 9, and in our community it's our custom when we get to verse 9 to rise and face the doors to symbolically welcome in Shabbat. L'Chadodi, page 20.
L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'ribot rechad, hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'Shem ol tiferet ve'litila. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mikor haberacha, mirosh mekedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh v'machshava tehila. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'orech kumi uri, 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 shidaberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha uv'tehola, toch emuneh am silula. Boi chala, boi chala. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
We stay standing if it's comfortable for you and continue with the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer on page 28.
Baruch Hu
Please join me on the top of page 30 with the Mariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro Mariv Aravim, bechokma poteach sharim, uvidvuna mishanei itim, umahalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotechem barakia kirtsono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei hoshech, v'hoshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevi layla, umavdil ben yom u'ben layla, Adonai tsevaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Mariv Aravim. And we continue in English on page 33 on the second half of the page with these words inspired by the prayer Ahavat Olam. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. And we'll continue together in the Ve'ahavta on the following page.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levacha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam beshivtecha bevetecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot bein einecha uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
We'll continue on page 40 with Micha Mocha, a prayer of gratitude to God.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u banecha bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze Elianu ve'amru ze Elianu ve'ameru
אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה.
Every week since October 7th, we've been taking some time in our service in a kind of floating way through different moments in the service to think about folks in Israel we're connected to, and also Palestinians that people in our community are connected to, and to pray for their safekeeping, to say a prayer for the state of Israel, and to say a prayer of hope for the well-being and safety of Israeli civilians, Palestinian civilians, people who are in harm's way at this moment in time. Tonight we place that prayer before the Hashkivenu, our prayer for safekeeping in the evening, that in some communities in the Israeli Reform movement, at night is where their Mishaberach lecholim, Mishaberach for those who are ill, goes. Ours will still go later after Oseh Shalom. The Hashkivenu is a prayer for all of us, that we may all, as we enter the night, find safety, and all, as we wake up to well-being and to peace. And we hold in that a sense of our own interconnection and a hope for the many people in that our community is connected to, either because we know and care for them, or because we don't know them, but we feel connected to the entire Jewish people all around the world. We pray, especially in this moment, for all those who have been taken hostage from Israel, including Emily Mas, Damari, and Gadi Moses, both of whom have connections to our congregation. And we say these words by Hannah Ellenson, a rabbi in training. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the state of Israel and all of Israel's inhabitants. Mikor Chaim, source of life, bless and strengthen those who defend the land and ensure their safe and speedy return home. Protect them and guide them. Kadosh Baruch Hu, holy and blessed one, show Israel's leaders your path so that they may act with wisdom, courage, and dedication, and that they may be unwavering in their pursuit of peace. Strengthen their hearts, but keep them from hardening. Matir Asurim, freer of the captives, return all those who are kidnapped safe and sound to their homes without the spilling of more innocent blood, without any more souls being tarnished by horrific acts. Baal Harachamim, master of compassion, help us hold the humanity and heartache of the Jewish people while also holding the humanity and the dignity of the Palestinian people. As we are made in your image, remind us of your ways. Spread over us your shelter of peace, and fulfill the vision of the prophets. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never again know war. And together we say, if you would like to join in this prayer, Amen. And we continue now with the Hashkivenu on page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread a shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, We'll continue together on page 44 with the singing of Yismachu. Yismachu. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך בקוראי עונג, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך בקוראי עונג. שביעי כולם ישבעו ויתאמו מטובך, והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו. Try it with me. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך בקוראי עונג, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך בקוראי עונג. חמדת ימים אותו קראת, זכר למעשה, זכר למעשה בראשית. חמדת ימים אותו קראת, זכר למעשה, זכר למעשה בראשית. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך בקוראי עונג, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך בקוראי עונג.
We continue with the tefillah, our central standing prayer on page 46. Please rise if it's comfortable for you. Adonai, sifatai tiftachu fi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Haste Avot V'Malhot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Page 50. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechai HaKol, Atah Rav Lehoshiach, Mashiv HaRuach, Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Hayim Behesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamo Abal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol. Baruch ata Adonai mechayeh hakol. 52. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yehallelu haselah. Baruch ata Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please have a seat. Our service continues on the top of page 55. Please join with me. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch ata Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We continue now with Shalom Rav, which can be found on page 60.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasib Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasib Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. Bechol leit ubechol sha'a bishlomecha. Baruch ata Adonai oseh hashalom.
We take a moment now for silent prayer and reflection. When we come back together, we'll be on the bottom of page 62. turn now to the Mishaberach Lecholim, the Mishaberach for those who are ill or in need of healing, which can be found on page 253. Today, our community is thinking about a number of people in need of healing. I will take a moment now to read their names that we know of out loud, and then to ask you to add any names of anyone you are thinking of as my hand moves around the room. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech et HaCholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill, including Alon ben Barbara, Fumahana bat Hinda Yenta v'Yisrael Pavel, Margie Reisberg Goldstein, Tamara bat Bracha v'Hillel, Marcy Friedman, Holly Gimbel, Danielle Glosser, Shelley Goldstein, Barbara Green, David Loffman, Judith Loffman, Joseph Long, Michael Massey, Saul Miller, Ellen Morgenstern, Rabbi Mindy Portnoy, Teresa Spiro, Don Weinberg, Marcia Weisberg, and Benjamin Warchowski. If you are thinking of anyone else in need of healing whose name you would like to speak aloud for us to hold on to, please do so as my hand moves around the room. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. In the theme of renewal and possibility, today we are on December 22nd, or the 10th, now 11th of Tevet in the Hebrew calendar. We have just passed the winter solstice, and we've just experienced our first day where the sun set a little bit later than it did the day before. The light is slowly returning. This time of year, right around the winter solstice, is one of my favorite times of year. And when I was in rabbinical school, I eagerly searched to see if I could find any mention of it in Torah. I was not able to. They seem more concerned with other seasons, which is totally fair, other transitions, but it does come up a few times in Talmud, where it's called Tekufat Tevet, which means the era or the season of Tevet. Tevet is the Hebrew month we're in right now that comes right after Hanukkah, so the solstice often falls somewhere in it. Many of the places that Tekufat Tevet is mentioned are sort of boring and routine. How to calculate the Jewish calendar in relation to the solstice and the solar calendar generally, for example. However, it is also mentioned in a few stories, including a story that I've shared with some of you before that imagines the life of Adam Harishon, the first human being. The story is told in the midst of a discussion about the Roman festivals, Calenda and Saturnalia, which I have never celebrated and don't know very much about, but according to the Talmud, they involved lighting huge bonfires in the days before and after the winter solstice. The rabbis did not celebrate them, but they recognized them as traditions of the wider culture in which they lived, and they wondered where the festivals had come from. In the origin story they told, they imagined that during their very first winter, the first human being to ever live experienced the days becoming shorter and shorter and worried that the world was ending. Maybe one day the sun would leave forever and never come back. And so this person lit bigger and bigger bonfires, hoping to stave off the night. But then the winter solstice arrived and the days began to lengthen, and they realized with relief that the world's light came in cycles, and they kept lighting bonfires, this time in celebration. What I love about this story is that it recognizes that although the solstice is a natural phenomenon, something that's just happening around us, the decision to notice and to mark it is a human decision. Calenda and Saturnalia didn't make it to the modern era, but in so many religions and cultures around the world, there are festivals and holidays at this time of year that include in small and large ways moments of brightness in which we celebrate the possibility of new beginnings and the memory that even in an unprecedented challenge that can feel like it has no solution, which so many of us in large and small ways have experienced of late, that there were other times maybe when other people lived through things that they thought would not ever change, and change eventually came. And at this time of year of so much darkness, we hold on to the possibility of new beginnings and new light, perhaps in a different way. Part of what we're doing when we light candles and tell stories is to bring more light to short days and long evenings, to warm them up. But we're also, just like the character Adam Harishon, reminding ourselves that change is possible in the world. When we notice and mark the shortest day of the year, as well as days like today where it gets a little bit longer, we express faith, which I think is not at all misplaced, in the days that are still ahead of us. We express faith that there's possibility in them, even if it's possibility we can't quite see yet, and that it might be possibility we discover together, and we discover in part perhaps by tapping into the wisdom of our tradition, the wisdom of people around us who we love, and standing together to light fires and move, we hope, into a time of more openness and more light and gentleness. As we carry with us the brightness of the recently lit Hanukkah candles, and many of this season's other lights too. I saw some great ones on my way here, I don't know about you. And as we move towards the secular new year, my hope for all of us is that we find many opportunities to experience and notice new beginnings, and when it's appropriate, even to celebrate them, to join together with one another in making new things possible. We'll turn now to one of our prayers, which is very much about hope for the future. The Aleinu asks us to imagine a day when all of humanity is one, and when we join together in honoring God, the world, and each other. If it's comfortable for you, please rise. We are going to join together in just one moment on page 282 at the top of the page.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו כל מורים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
In a moment, we will move to the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish, and as preparation to enter that space of memory, everyone here is invited to either take a moment looking at one of the poems that start on page 288 and go for the next several pages, which are all different approaches to what it means to be here together, remembering people we've loved and lost, or just to sit with your own thoughts, and we'll come back together in a moment or two. It's our community's custom to read aloud a list of names of people both who passed away recently and who died at this time in years past, who are being remembered by our community, and then to give space for anyone who is here saying Kaddish, for anyone whose name you didn't hear, to add their name aloud so that we can know that you're thinking of them, as well as for anyone who has a pronunciation to correct. We'd love to hear the name of the person you're remembering the way that they said it. I'll invite you, if it's comfortable for you, to rise when you hear the name of someone that you are here saying Kaddish for tonight. Nancy Fisher Stein, mother of Elise Stein, passed away within the past 30 days in Shloshim. Nora Loftman, mother of David Loftman. Harold Gelfand, father of David Gelfand. Mark Abramovich, brother of John Abramovich. Kathleen Kusel, mother of Ken Kusel. And Karen Katz, aunt of Benjamin and Rebecca Goodman. If you are saying Kaddish for anyone who died in the past 30 days or who was buried in the past month and you'd like to add their name aloud, I'm going to move my hand around the room and ask you to do so. And we continue now sharing the names of people whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of their death, falls around this season. Ed Alexander, Eileen Bassman, Nilda Bacadano, Michael Bernstein, Warren Bird, Edward Cohen, Maish Cohen, Shirley Colby, David Dondersheim, Hart Dryman, Susan Facenda, Oscar Frey, Emily Hayes, Martin Heilbronn, Christian Herr Jr., Ellen Hirschman, Naomi Horowitz, Alexander Kalish, Hannah Berkowitz-Katz, Lee Kaiser, Melvin Kasdan, Robert Klein, Paula Kramer, Anna Kruger, Irving Labov, Jackie Lestek, Sadie Levine, Norman Levine, David Levine, Samuel Levine, Laura Maitland, Vivian Peck, Selma Perlin, Mark Peskovitz, Robert Podell, Leon Price, Senta Raisin, Alfred Roseman, Naomi Rosen, David Rosen, Harry Rosenbaum, Beatrice Rosenberg, Buddy Rosenthal, Bennett Russell, Sydney Schiff, Natalie Schneider, Richard Schwartz, Jed Snyder, Melville Solomon, Harry Summers, Sasha Strasberg, Oscar Sabo, Sylvia Stein, Jerry Weinstock, Beatrice Welt, Suzanne Winarski, Anne Wittenberg, and Floyd Wyatt. If you have a name to add of anyone you are saying Kaddish for tonight or a pronunciation to correct, please do so as my hand moves around the room. Thank you. Thank you. Zikronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. If it's comfortable for you, we invite you to rise in solidarity with our mourners as we join together in the Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malhutei, b'chayehon v'yomehon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, Bagala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mivarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarak v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha brihu. Le'ela min kol birhata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bin romav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. As together we say again, amen. Please be seated. It is now a pleasure to invite forward, bringing greetings and announcements on behalf of the board, Jen Jacobson. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this beautiful service. And Madeline, it's so wonderful to have you here. Frank, thank you for the music. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. On behalf of the TRS board, I am so happy to welcome you here, and whether you're in person or on streaming, we're really happy to be together and have you here. If you're new to TRS, we would love to welcome you in person after the service. You can come up to any of our clergy or clergy-to-be or myself and say hello. And you can see the program also for a selection of our upcoming events and programs. There's details there about the temple office closures that's coming up, and we have Fifth Friday Shabbat dinner you can read about. And of course, our entire program calendar and the details are in the latest edition of The Connection and our website. And that's about all the announcements and greetings I have. So thank you again, and Shabbat Shalom.
We move towards closing our service now by turning to the Kiddush on page 5. And we will invite everyone here, once we're done with the Kiddush and our closing song, Oseh Shalom, if you'd like, join us for the Oneg, either to have some snacks or just to chat with one another. We're really grateful to get to spend Shabbat with you tonight. If it is comfortable for you, please rise when you get to page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratah banu. B'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom tehillah lemikra kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'ahalta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. Now please join with me in our closing song, Oseh Shalom, the same one we did at the beginning. So now you all know it, so please join with me. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, hu ya'aseh shalom, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down, bring peace down.
We wish you a Shabbat of rest and joy and connection, and most of all, a Shabbat of peace. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.